Hey YouTube, it's Mila plus 3. I am recovering from gastric bypass surgery. I went in on March 13th. They had me come in at 6 a.m. and they actually got the ball rolling pretty much as soon as I got there. Um, from there, they did blood work. They did some blood work because I was in a vitamin D deficiency study, so they did some blood work for that. And they got an IV in, and the surgical team came around talking. You guys know, but for those who don't know, the surgical team came around, introduced themselves. So they were pretty much, everybody was there, but they were just pretty much waiting on my doctor to come. And so he eventually came, and they wheeled me in. Now remember, I was being done by a robot, which was pretty cool. So the time that they said that it would take would be 4 to 5 hours, when the surgery usually doesn't take, like my aunt just recently had it and hers was just an hour and 45 minutes. So they said that the robot is very precise, but it's very slow. So actually it took them 4 hours. They wheeled me back. They took me in, and they moved me to the table that they were going to perform. Now I wear contacts and glasses, so I had to give my glasses to my husband. And I'm not really that blind, but I could see shapes and stuff like that, but nothing too good. So I think that was a good thing that I really didn't see the machine and see too much, because just the operating rooms are scary to me. So when I was in there, now this is the worst part of it. Before they put me out, they gave me a heparin shot in my arm. And I felt like the doctor, whoever was injecting it, was stabbing me. The shit burned so damn bad. It was ridiculous. And I had to wear that mask before I went to sleep. And then they were putting some type of something in it. And they were like, breathe in, breathe in. So I guess that was the drug that was knocking me out. I don't know if it was IV or that mask. But the mask was disgusting. And I didn't like the mask on me, but I tried not to panic. Oh, sorry. That's my cat. I tried not to panic because one time I had some fluid on my lungs before, and I was hospitalized and I had to use a mask, and it just really made me just go back there, and it was just too bad. And I feel like, I don't know if it's claustrophobic or what, but it's just uncomfortable breathing in that mask. It feels like I'm trapped. So, but I really calmed myself. And the next thing I know, I was out. They didn't tell me to count backwards like they told my aunt. So, okay. They wake me up in the recovery room. They say, you're done. And I didn't really feel pain. It wasn't really painful. I had discomfort, but of course they had me doped up. But one thing that was really gross was some type of wad of stuff that was in my throat. Now somebody said maybe that was the something that they used to, I guess the gel or whatever they use to stick the tube down your throat. But it was just really gross, and it's still in my throat. And I try to hawk it up. I know this is gross, I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to give the newbies a detailed on what happened, because I felt like through the stories that I've seen, nobody was never detailed about that heparin shot. Now the heparin shot was the worst part of this exam. It was terrible. But anyway, sorry. So that wad is still in my throat, but in recovery, one of the nurses was giving me ice chips. And come to find out, because she was saying that'll loosen it up because she didn't want me to vomit. And so that was good. I wasn't supposed to have ice chips. So, where is she?
In the bed. I need a pull up thing. Pull up. Sorry. I didn't know you were doing the video right now.
They're in my closet.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, YouTube. So, um, she gave me ice chips. She wasn't supposed to give me that. My mouth was extremely dry. It was extremely dry. So I waited a long time in recovery for them to get my room together. Once I was in my room, they didn't make me walk the first day. I had the catheter, and I wasn't really comfortable with walking with that catheter. So, but like I said, I got that heparin shot every 8 hours, and they wanted to do it in my stomach. And I don't know if you guys let them do it in your stomach, but I didn't let that. I just chose my limbs, my arms, my thighs. Yeah. So I'm pretty sore on my limbs from that shot. I mean, I'm going to tell you, honestly, that heparin was the worst part of this exam. The worst part. It was just terrible. Even though it's like, it's a short pain. You know, the needle, you don't really feel it. I'm not squirmy about needles, but you don't really feel the pain of the needle. But that burning, when it goes in, and then it just only lasts for a few, but you know every time when it's time to get it, you're just like dreading it. So that was the worst thing of my experience. I finally did walk. Walking was fine. I was a little hunched over, and I still am around the house. They gave me, it took them to the next day, to like 3 o'clock, 3:30 Wednesday, for them to finally give me some water. Like I said, my mouth was just seriously dry, and they were giving me like a swab to swab my mouth. And 3:30 the next day, they gave me water. And they had me drink it out of the little cups, 8 drums, ounce, well, one floor ounce, or something like 1 teaspoon. I don't know. So I drank the water. I didn't throw up. Everything is fine. The surgery went really well. They said I had 4 incisions, but I see 5. And I feel like they were a little sloppy. And then they put some glue. I don't have a drainage bag. They put some glue. They said it's like some crazy glue for bodies. They put that on me. And they said watch your incisions. So I'm watching them. One of them I feel like looks like it's kind of, I don't know, I'm really watching it, but I hope nothing turns out for the worse, but I'm really watching it and keeping the area clean. I am walking all through the house. I'm constantly walking. I'm actually straightening up because I have a 2-year-old, and toys are everywhere. It's just ridiculous. As far as drinking and eating, of course I'm not eating, but that's that stuff in my throat. I'm not eating, but I'm drinking my broth, and of course I'm not cheating with protein, actual protein this time around. And I drink some water actually too fast, maybe like 2 gulps actually, a little too fast, and it really hurt. And with this surgery, when it was done, I felt like I didn't even have the surgery done. That's how I felt like. It happened so fast, of course it didn't, but things just happened so fast, and when I woke up, it didn't feel like I had anything done. Now I feel discomfort. I don't feel pain. As far as with the pain medicines they were giving me, I really didn't push the button because I didn't like how that pain medicine made me feel after the fact. I don't like to be drugged. I don't use drugs. I don't do that. So, but I have smoked weed, of course, but I know how it feels, and I don't like that feeling. So I didn't like it. I wasn't in control. So I just told him I really, once they unhooked the morphine, they were bringing me Tylenol, or they would inject morphine. And they were giving it to me because they were supposed to give it to me every so often. But I didn't. I refused it after a while. And then they sent me home. I asked them to send me home with something without Tylenol. They sent me home with Tylenol with codeine, and I asked them to send me home without just the plain medicine. I didn't need codeine because I don't need anything knocking me out. But since I've been home, I haven't even taken the medicine. I mean, I don't really need it. I'm a trooper, but I just can't wait to get better. Get past this discomfort. Um, I can't wait for that, and I just want to be my old self again. As far as thinking about food, I am thinking about it, but I'm not thinking about it to the point where I'm going to put something in my mouth. I'm not even going to test it because the way the water felt, just with me drinking it fast, I can imagine how some food would feel. But I'm really nervous because I've watched other people's videos and they talked about being dehydrated, and I am really monitoring my urine to make sure I'm not. And, you can't get much water down, but I'm doing my best. I've been sipping on this, and if you could see, it's just right there where I've gotten to. So I've been sipping on water and doing my broth and jello and loads of popsicles. And I actually did some coffee this morning, very little. And then I looked at my paperwork and saw that I shouldn't have been drinking coffee. So that's what I felt like, I really need to get this water in. But I'm looking forward to pureed foods. In another 2 days, I'll be able to do that. But all in all, the surgery was a success, and I'm doing fine. I feel good. I'm happy. And actually, on my liquid diet, semi-liquid diet, I lost 14 pounds, which was really good. I was happy about that. My original weight was 257. And on the day of surgery, I was 243 pounds. So I was proud of myself. So I'm like, I haven't lost weight in a while. So that felt really good to do that. And I've been getting on the scale. Of course, it goes up. It went up because of, the fluid. But not that much fluid went in me. And I feel like I see a change already. But I'm going to come back. I'll post on Tuesday. Tuesday will actually be my 1 week post-op. So I'll give a video on Tuesday. And I'll weigh in. And tell you where I'm at. And by then I'll be doing some fancy pureed foods on my Magic Bullet. I never got to use it. Well, I actually used it once for a protein shake. And on my paperwork it doesn't say about starting protein shakes either. I really got to get it together because I really want to do this right. I don't want to go back in the hospital. Being in the hospital is not a good thing. And I didn't really rush to get home because I wanted to make sure everything was okay. This video is kind of long. I'm going to make it short. But one thing that I do miss about the hospital is the hospital bed. I'm sitting on my couch, but last night I slept in the bed by myself because I needed to prop several pillows up, and I was very uncomfortable. And because it was hard for me to lay back in the bed, and I needed to sit up in the bed. So other than that, that would be the only reason why I would want to stay in the hospital. And then they serve you, and then they clean up your room. That's a good thing too.